Hey guys, it's Brian McNosey, and we're going to talk about the psychology of selling in this Client Crusher Academy training. And I've been in sales for well over a decade, just about 15 years. One of the biggest things that I've found to either hinder or help my sales endeavors ultimately was to understand kind of what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. I'm going to keep it simple. What you'll find with these videos is that we could go down crazy long rabbit holes, and I could keep you here for an hour plus per video. But I think one of the most important things for you is to be able to get the information that you need, get in, get out, and then take action, right? So one of the very most important things that I've learned, especially in my 5.5 years of being an online entrepreneur, is becoming the hunted, not the hunter. Now, this is a huge lesson. It's crucial to understand. Unfortunately, most people get this one wrong, and it's really easy to fix. What do I mean by that? Well, the reality is you need to understand the difference between the two. Are you the expert, or are you the, well, lack thereof? Okay, are you the guy or the girl who's got all the results and people come to you because you're the go-to person, or are you not? Are you properly positioned as the one who is the professional, who has the understanding and the skill and the resources to take your potential clients from where they are to where they want to be in the shortest period of time possible, right? Ultimately, when you're the go-to person, when you have this, I call it posturing, when you have this posture about you that, you know what, I don't have to do business with anybody. I choose to do business with whom I choose to. And when you really look at creating win-win scenarios, you want them to win, but hey, let's face it, you're here to win as well. When you become the hunted, when you put yourself out there in the internet, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's pretty exciting stuff to think about. When you position yourself in simple, easy to execute ways, right, here and there, and then you're able to either have your prospects or potential clients stumble across those pieces of content or whatever it may be, like videos or website rankings, so on and so forth, then you're drawing people to you instead of pretty much going out and pulling on people. So being the expert in their eyes is really like turning on a magic money faucet. I have seen this. It really does feel like magic. There's nothing magical at all about it. But the reality is that you have to understand something. You are not selling anything. I know that sounds kind of backwards. And we'll touch on some of the videos are going to have a little bit of overlap because that's natural. So if you didn't already watch one of the other videos on branding, we talked about You Incorporated. And really, the commodity that people are quote unquote buying, it's you. And so you're not selling anything. You're simply enjoying being who you are and enjoying the fact that you know how to get results. Even if you don't, if you think you do, you're halfway there. I can promise you that. Okay, it's huge. It'll attract people to you by virtue of the fact that you feel like you've got the stuff, right? It's confidence, it's self-confidence, it's your juice, it's your mojo. I mean, you know what? I mean, you just act like, it's almost like, guys, you can relate to this if you want to go hook up with a the pretty girl, right? You want to act like you got your stuff together. You don't act like, well, I hope, hey, do you maybe want to forget that? Nobody wants milquetoast, baby. I can tell you that. So remember this, that really you aren't selling anything. You're giving people the opportunity to potentially partner with you. Major difference, major difference. And when you shift the conversation and you shift the mindset, if you will, of yourself, and you just kind of flip that coin around a little bit, and you go, you know what? Hey, I've got the goods. If you want it, come out over here. That may sound a little braggadocious, but it's really not. It depends on how you come out with that. You don't want to, be braggadocious, of course. But this really is a two-way street. And remember, the people are interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them. And I don't have any problem telling people that. You know what? I create win-win relationships, and I only look for long-term relationships that are going to bring value to both of us. And if that's not the case, if we're not a good fit, I will be the first to let you go, okay? But let's just kind of proceed. And again, that may be sounding very counterintuitive, but remember something. Boom! You're the bomb, right? You've got the goods. You've got the know-how. So if you're in Project X, you really have the knowledge sitting there for you. Or if you're in NHB, great. Again, same deal. Now, you may not know what those things are. Those are simply some programs that are extremely effective in teaching people search engine optimization, and so on and so forth. Very expensive, but very effective programs. I teach a lot of that in my one-on-one trainings, so on and so forth, because not everyone has access or can afford those courses. But here's the takeaway. Even if you take just a kind of a snippet, a Dixie cup, if you will, of the information that's available through those courses or through coaching with me, the reality is that you can sound like an absolute hero to these businesses. You can walk up or walk into a business, or you know what, they can contact you, however that happens, right? You're able to release your power, be a person of power, and demonstrate your leadership. And when you know how to, even if you only know up here or on paper, how to actually crush the competition and take 50% of the first page or more, like I'm able to do for my clients, right? That's a pretty sweet feeling. Gives you massive mojo. That will be absolutely contagious. You want to position yourself as the master, right? We already talked about being the hunted, not the hunter. Well, you also want to be the Jedi Ninja master of this whole internet marketing equation. You want to be able to, you're not going to have all the answers. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that you need to know all the answers, because you know what? I don't. Nobody does. Mike Long doesn't. If you know Mike, some multi-million-dollar successful crazy per year, and sometimes these guys are making millions per month. Nobody has all the answers. So don't expect that you're going to. I can tell you this. Let me just give you a little piece of inside information that I guarantee will explode your sales percentages. Is if you know the 3 things that most business owners need and want, if you know what those are, and you know how to answer the 3 most compelling questions, or the 5 most compelling questions or things, right? If you're able to deliver the solution to their pain, I guarantee you don't need to know the 95% of the rest of the stuff, right? You really don't. Because again, most business owners don't know what they're talking about when it comes to SEO and internet marketing. They just want to make more money. They want the phone to ring. They want people to walk in the door. And when you have this positioning that I'm the master, and you want to call them the servant, but you want to almost have a master-servant relationship. And I liken that to being the hunted versus the hunter. You know, guys who are hunted, you know what? Business comes to you, and you don't need to defend yourself. And that's a major difference. It is actually a subtle nuance, but yet it's not. It can be the make or break, make the sale, don't make the sale, get the money, not get the money difference. If you understand that you are up here in this position and you're allowing business owners to come to you, huge distinction. And if you have that, regardless of how you reach out to people or how people reach out to you, I guarantee your sales are absolutely going to explode. So here are a couple of ways that you can demonstrate your expertise. 3 simple, easy ways, right? You can build a website, you can get ranked, you can write an ebook, you can teach prospects about SEO. I wrote several books in my time. One of them is called Winning Internet Marketing. And I offer that to some of my prospects. It's like 60-something pages, right? I took some time with that. I had it professionally, covered and graphicked, and all. It's a pretty book, right? It works really, really well. And I even went to, I'm trying to remember the place where I went to. I was Amazon or someplace where I got a physical copy of my book made so I could show people in hand, hey, by the way, I'm an author. I wrote a book on this stuff. Oh, by the way, Mr. Prospect, would you like to read that? Right? That stuff, you can even outsource it. Don't think for a minute you got to just know everything, because you don't. You can have a ghostwriter hired and just have a graphic made. You could probably get this all done for $50. Seriously, $100 if you want to spend a little bit more. Personally, I like videos. This is my favorite mode or medium to reach people and to connect people, because I want people to be able to look me in the eye. I know it's a little bit difficult because the picture-in-picture is small here, but I prefer high def, really high quality videos where I'm going to basically share something that's I found is important and relevant to a potential business owner or to a prospect, and I'm positioning myself as the expert. So then, therefore, I become the hunted. See the difference? See how that works? It's so cool. I geek out about this stuff. It's totally rocks out. Because it makes the difference between going from maybe making a few $100s like I used to do to making maybe a couple $1,000s, whether it's a month or a week or a day. It's kind of cool, actually. So you want to dominate your space, and you want to be able to position yourself out there. That's easy to do. You can go shoot, a couple, 2-3 videos, screen capture videos like this, and get yourself ranked. And so that said, again, I want to just bring this, reel this in a little bit, keep this a little bit on the shorter side If you have any questions, you can see on the screen the best way to do that. As always, depending on the level of membership that you've got with Client Crusher Academy, you get different levels of access to me, whether it's one-on-one or the monthly coaching program, with the weekly webinars, so on and so forth. So if you have questions, by all means, reach out to me, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.